First, for concave mirror, let us discuss. So, first position, what I told you, object is at infinity. When the object is at infinity, how the image is formed and everything we need to discuss. So, before that, we need to know the rules I said to you. Rules for drawing the ray diagrams. So, let us see first rules now. Rule 1. What is the rule 1? If you take a concave mirror, hole, center of curvature, principal focus, because it is the midpoint of this PC. Now, number 1, first rule. Any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis, any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis after reflection, here there is no need to draw the normal and no need to measure the incident angle, and with the same angle with the normal we have to draw the reflector ray actually, but all those things not required here. Directly you have to remember any ray which is parallel to principal axis after reflection which always passes through principal focus. This is incident ray, this is reflected ray. So don't draw the normal and everything, directly remember. So even if you want to check it also, this is the point of incidence, let us say, and now you know already from point of incidence to center of curvature, by joining if you draw, this will behave like what I told you, normal this is it not? So this angle and this angle will be same, I R. No need to measure and draw the normal. Directly remember, any light ray which is parallel to principal axis, after reflection, it passes through focus of that mirror. Remember that. This is for concave mirror. We are doing the rules for what now? Seeing the rules for concave mirror now. So this is first rule. What is that? A light ray which is parallel to principal axis, after reflection, it passes through its focus. That's all. Number 2, whole of the mirror, concave mirror we are taking, and center of curvature, principal focus. Now see here, any light ray which is coming from the object, we are taking what now? A light ray coming from the object, some object, incident on this what now? Mirror at a point, and after reflection, this is incident ray I. And now we have to draw the reflector ray for this. So the reflector ray will be appears like this now. It is parallel to what now? Principal axis. So any light ray which is passing through principal focus of the concave mirror, after reflection, it will travel parallel to the principal axis. Travel parallel to the principal axis now. Okay. So if you want to check it, you can do it now. So joining this, see here, this is the normal, from point of incidence to center of curvature. By joining, if you draw a line, this will become normal, and this is incident angle, this is reflected angle. Both will be the same. Okay. So now it is not mean that we can take incident ray only above the principal axis. We can also take from the below also, like this. See here, incident ray, if you take this, reflected ray will be this now. Not only this, you can take another light ray. Incident ray, this is also travel after reflection, principal focus. So any light ray above or below which is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection, which travel through its focus. This is first rule. Second rule is, it is quite opposite to this now. We have taken incident ray, reflected ray. Now this is the only incident, this will become reflected. So it is the converse of first rule. What is that? A light ray which is passing through its focus, after reflection, travel parallel to the principal axis. So you can take what now? Another from the below also. This is incident ray if you take. This is incident ray. Now it will be traveling parallel to principal. This is become reflector ray. Understand now? So any light ray which is passing through its focus, after reflection, travel parallel to the principal axis. This is second rule. And the third rule. Pole of the mirror, center of curvature, midpoint of this is principal focus. Concave mirror. So any light ray which is coming from the object and incident on the mirror. How it is coming? It is passing through what now? Center of curvature. A light ray coming from any object passing through center of curvature. After reflection, it simply bounces back. It simply bounces back. This is only incident ray. Along the same path, it will be bounces back. So why it will bounces like that? Look at here. You know already. This is incident ray if you take. This is the point of incidence A and this is center of curvature. Any line by joining point of incidence to center of curvature that will behave like a normalized city already. So just like for the plane mirror, if a light ray incident on the plane mirror normally perpendicularly, it simply bounces like a rubber ball. Generally we used to play. When you throw the rubber ball against the floor, normally it simply bounces back. Similarly, this is in the case of plane mirror, but here it is curved mirror. So in the case of curved mirror also, here this is incident ray. This incident ray is falling on the mirror normally, perpendicularly. That is why it simply bounces back along the same path. That is why the third rule is what? Any light ray which is passing through center of curvature, when incident on the mirror, it simply bounces back along the same path without any deviation. And you can take like this also. This is also traveling through what now? Center of curvature. So it will be reflected back. This is another light ray. Okay. We have seen the rules for drawing the ray diagrams as we have seen the first two rules. Third rule is nothing but any ray which is passing through center of curvature which simply bounces back along the same path. This is because any light ray passing through center incident on the plane mirror will behave like a normal. So any light ray which is falling on any mirror, plane or curved mirror, normally which simply bounces back. That is why this is only incident ray, this is only becomes reflected ray. This is incident ray, this is only reflected ray. And the fourth rule is a ray of light incident at pole making some angle with the principal axis, it reflects by making same angle along with the principal axis, which means like this. Look at here. This is the pole, concave mirror, center of curvature, the midpoint of this is principal focus. Now what we are telling is any ray incident at pole, at this point it should incident by making some angle with the principal axis, means I am drawing an incident ray like this now. This is incident ray which is making incident at pole by making some angle with the principal axis, let us suppose I, then it reflects making the same angle with the principal axis, which means it is reflected like this now. So this angle is also will be same as what now? This angle I. For example, this is 20 degrees, this is also will become 20. So any light ray incident at pole by making some angle with the principal axis, after reflection it travel by making same angle with the principal axis. This is the fourth rule. The last one is any ray traveling along principal axis and incident at pole simply bounces back along the same path, which means let us take a concave mirror, pole, focus, same distance will be taken here, center of curvature. Now a ray traveling along principal axis means this is only incident ray, this is only incident ray, this is only incident ray, incident at pole means here it is falling, so it simply what now? Bounces back. That's all. So this is also same as this rule only, indirectly, this rule. Why? Because here from center to pole is on the mirror itself. So any line joining center to pole or any point on the mirror will behave like a normal unit. So which means this PC is a normal indirectly. That is why this is also simply bounces back along the same path. So these are the 5 rules. Now we have to take any of these 5, take 2 rules to draw the ray diagram, because to form an image minimum 2 light rays we require, and we can tell the characteristics of image. So we have to use any of these 5. So majorly we use what now? This first rule, second rule and third rule. Mostly these 3 rules we use to draw the ray diagrams for concave mirror. So let us see one by one ray diagram for 6 different places and their characteristics now. Any doubt now? Here it is, right. Now, okay, so for concave mirror, first position is when the object is at infinity. So first one, we are drawing a concave mirror. The geometric midpoint is pole, center of curvature, and the midpoint of this is exactly the midpoint. Let us consider this is the principal focus, capital F. Now you know that object is at infinity. When the object is at infinity, how the light rays come from the object and fall on the mirror? As I told you, when the object is at infinity, we can show that what now? The light rays coming from the object infinity represented by the parallel rays to the principal axis. Okay, the light rays which are parallel to the principal axis will show that the object is at infinity. These are the 2 incident rays now falling at what now? Mirror. And for these incident rays we should draw the reflector rays. How to draw the reflector ray? And you know what is the first rule I said to you? Both the light rays, any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis after reflection from the concave mirror, which simply passes through what I told you? Focus. So the reflector rays for this, this is the reflector ray for this given incident ray now, and for this given incident ray, this is the reflector ray. Incident ray, incident ray. This is the reflector ray, this is the reflector ray. And now where the 2 incident rays are meeting, there you get the image. Okay, so now we have taken the light rays coming from the object at infinity, that is 2 parallel rays to the principal axis show that the object is at infinity, and after reflection such parallel rays will travel through focus I told you. So both the light rays incident intersecting at which point? Principal focus. So this is what is the image now. So object is at infinity, and where is image is formed here now. And what are the characteristics now? Number 1, we need to say about position of image. We have to talk about 3 important points. Where is the image form? Number 2, what is the size of image? And number 3, nature of image. So these 3 points we need to write about this now. So look at this diagram now, and here the image is formed at this point. So what does it mean? What is the position of image now? When the object is at infinity, image is formed at the focus. So position of image is what now? At focus. So capital F. So image is formed at a focus. What is the size of the image? The object is at infinity is just like what now? Something is in front of you, a tree or anything. It is very larger in size. But comparatively here, in front of the mirror, here, what is the size? And here now, if you place a screen like paper or cardboard or anything, at F, you can see the image on that what now cardboard. That image is what now we are able to catch it on the screen in front of the mirror. So whenever image is formed in front of the mirror, we can catch it on the screen. Such image is what we call real image. We can catch it. And now position is what now at focus. Size is what? The size of the image is what now? Highly diminished, which means its size is very smaller and it is of point size image is formed. Size of the image is highly diminished. Diminished meaning what now? It is smaller than the size of the object. So highly diminished to point size. And next one is nature. Nature means what is the nature of the image? Whether it is real or virtual, whether it is inverted or erected. These points will come under nature of the image. You know, first one is what I told you, it's nature. We can catch it on the screen. Means we can place the paper in front of the screen. We can catch it on the screen. So it is a real image. We can catch it on the screen. And any real image is always what I told you, inverted image. Means upside down image will be formed. Here inverted. But here it is not possible to identify the image is what now inverted or not, because its size is what I told you, point sized image. But of course, whether it is point size or whatever it may be, real image is always inverted image. Now see the characteristics. When the object is at infinity, the image is formed at focus and it is highly diminished to point size, and it is real image, we can catch it on the screen, and it is upside down, inverted image. These are the characteristics of the image formed by concave mirror when the object is at infinity. And second position is the object is beyond C. Beyond C means beyond center of curvature, or we can also say the object is at a distance, or we can also write at a distance greater than radius of curvature. So let us see the diagram for this now. A concave mirror, this is the pole I am considering, midpoint of the mirror, principal axis, center of curvature, principal focus. From P to F and F to C must be same because it is exactly the midpoint. Now, so we need to draw the ray diagram for the image formation of the object placed beyond the center of curvature and in front of the concave mirror now. And now first one is what I told you, we should place the extended object. Now this is what now, object beyond the center of curvature or beyond or greater than the radius of curvature we have to take. And to form an image of this object in front of concave mirror, we should follow the two rules we have discussed. Number one, first rule I would like to use. I am taking from the top of the object, one light ray we are taking which is parallel to the principal axis like this. A light ray we are considering from this top of the object incident at mirror at a particular point. And what is first rule I said to you, any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis after reflection from the concave mirror passes through its focus. So the reflector, this is incident ray and the reflector ray will be what now, like this. This is the reflector ray. This is incident ray, this is reflected ray. Okay, and now to draw the image we need to take minimum 2 light rays from the object I said. So one of the light ray I am taking parallel to the principal axis. This is first rule. And second one, I would like to take second rule itself. That is, from the same top of the object, I am considering another light ray which passes through its focus. So let us draw that now. So a light ray coming from the object, incident at particular point on the mirror. So what is second rule I told you? Any light ray coming from the object passes through its focus, after reflection travel parallel to the principal axis. This is what is the reflector. Okay. Now this is the object from which 2 light rays we are taking. And one more important point I am taking is the bottom of the object is on the principal axis I have placed. Why we are placing like this? Why don't you place like this? Means we can place the object in front of the mirror like this also. But one of the important point here is when the object is placed on the principal axis, we can draw the ray diagram comfortably because 2 light rays we have to take from the bottom as well as from the top. But here from the bottom there is no need to take because the light ray coming from the bottom and traveling along principal axis will be reflected back along the same path. So definitely the image will be formed on the principal axis only. That is an advantage of taking the object on the principal axis. Suppose if you take in front of the mirror like this, we need to draw the ray diagram by taking 2 light rays from the top as well as from the 2 light rays from the bottom. It is a time consuming process. That is why better you take the 2 object by touching the principal axis on the principal axis, so that conveniently we can draw the ray diagram without taking any light rays from the bottom of the object. So from the top if you take enough, because the bottom of the object will be formed, the image of the bottom of the object will be formed by touching the principal axis only. Now where is the image is formed? From this diagram. Repeating, let us see now. One light ray traveling parallel to the principal axis, after reflection passes through focus. This is first rule. And second rule is what? Second light ray we are taking from the same point, traveling through focus and after reflection which travel parallel to the principal axis. This is first reflector ray, this is the second reflector ray. These 2 reflector rays are intersecting, meeting at a point where you get the image. So the image will be formed here. So this is the image of this point. Okay. So from this point you have to draw the perpendicular line, normal perpendicular line, and this will be the image, right? So which means the image of this point here, this is what? A, this is B. So image of this point A is formed here A dash, image of this point B is as B dash here formed. So image of this point A as A dash, image of this point B is B dash. So A dash B dash is what here? Image. This is AB is the object, A dash B dash is the image. So whenever you take the intersection point, that intersection point itself is the image of that top of the object, and from that point if you draw the perpendicular line to the principal axis where it meet a particular point, that point will be the image of the bottom of the object. So now between these 2 points A and B, at each and every point is the image of these different points now. So now here is, we need to understand here AB is the object, A dash B dash is the image now, and its characteristics let us see now. What type of image is formed? Number 1, position. Already I have given to you, so directly let us write the points now. So first one, where is the position of image? The object is what now? Beyond C. Image is formed between F and C. So that means wherever you place the object beyond C, every time you will get the image between F and C. So image is formed between F and C. Number 2, size. If you compare the size of the object and size of the image, it is smaller than the size of the object. So we can say the image is smaller than the size of object, or simply we can use the word the image is diminished. Instead of using this total statement, we can write simply the image is said to be diminished, means smaller than the size of the object. Next, number 3, it's nature. Whenever image is formed in front of the mirror, we can catch it on the screen. So when you place the screen here, and we can see the image on this screen now. So image is real, we can catch it on the screen. And now object is above the principal axis form, and the image is formed below the principal axis. So whenever image is formed below the principal axis, if you observe only here, it is upside down image is formed. So upside down image is always called as inverted image. So which means here it is real and inverted. As I told you in the first case, here point size image is formed. So that is why you are unable to identify whether it is inverted or erected. But here comfortably we can identify real image is always inverted image. So this is the second position. Next, the third position is the object is on C. Means exactly on center of curvature, for which we draw the ray diagram. Pole of the mirror, center of curvature, exactly the midpoint principal focus. Now let us draw the object. Now it is exactly on C. The object on C, on center of curvature. So to draw the ray diagram, one of the two light rays we should take from the top of the object. One I am taking as what now? Parallel to the principal axis. So you know this is the first rule. After reflection which passes through center of curvature, sorry, focus. When we use the scale and geometry box, we get the straight lines and properly everything here now. So here it is the reflected ray. You know already any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection which travel through, it's a focus, you know already. And now this is first reflected ray now. Second reflected ray, in order to get here, another light ray we are taking from the object, traveling through focus, and after reflection it travel parallel to the principal axis now. So this is the reflector ray. Now where these two reflector rays are meeting, here at this point these two are reflects. This is C, and now these two are reflecting here. At this point they are intersecting. So at this point from which we draw one perpendicular CA. What do you notice? This is what is the image. Image is also formed on center of curvature only. So one of the important point we should understand here is, when the object is on C, image is also formed on center of curvature only. So here is characteristics, if you write here. Number 1, the position of image is what now? Image is formed on C. When the object is on C, image also formed on C. And number 2, if you see the size, what do you understand? the size of the object and size of the image both will be same. So size of image is same as object size. Number 3, it is also real because the image is formed in front of the mirror only, so we can catch it. So it is real and it is formed below the principal axis, so it is inverted. Real and inverted. So this is the third position of object. And next, fourth position is the object is placed between F and C. So when the object is between F and C, for that let us see. First position is what? When the object is at infinity, image is formed at focus. When the object is beyond C, between F and C. And when object is on C only image will be formed. And the next one, let us see, when the object is between F and C. Look at here, the object is placed between F and C now. So this is the focus, center of curvature, focus. And now here, when the object is placed between F and C, the object will be like this now. And to draw the image, we should take two light rays coming from the object. First one, I would like to take a parallel ray coming from the top of the object and incident at a point, and any light ray which is parallel to the principal axis after reflection which passes through its focus. So the reflected ray we get like this now. So this is the reflected ray. And another light ray we take it from the object passing through its focus, incident on the mirror. So after reflection, second rule, any light ray coming from the object and passes through its focus, after reflection it travels parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to the principal axis. So this is PC, this is midpoint F. And now if you observe carefully, first reflector ray is this is a second reflector ray. These two reflector rays are meeting at a point where you get the image. So you draw from this point a perpendicular line onto the principal axis which meet the principal axis at a point. This will be the image of the object. So now look at here once again. The object is placed between principal focus and center of curvature. And when the object is placed like this, one light ray coming from the object incident at a point which is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection it travels through its focus. This is the first reflected ray. And another light ray coming from the same object passing through its focus. After reflection it travels parallel to the principal axis. And this first reflector and second reflector ray are intersecting at a point where you get the image. And from that point of intersection, if you draw a perpendicular line onto the principal axis which meet the principal axis at this point, and this behaves like an image now. So this is the object, this is the image. Now let us see the characteristics now. Where is the image is formed? Position of image. And the image is, if you observe, which is beyond the center of curvature, means outside C. So image is formed beyond the center of curvature. Next, its size, if you compare comparatively with this, it is somewhat larger. So it is magnified, we can say. Means size of the image is slightly greater than the size of the object. If the size of the image is larger than the size of the object, we used to say it is magnified. And next, nature. It is also formed in front of the mirror. In front of the mirror, whenever image is formed, we can catch it on the screen. Hence, it is called real image, and it is formed below the principal axis. Below the principal axis means it is inverted. Now, what are the characteristics now? Beyond, when the object is placed between F and C, image is formed beyond the center of curvature. It is magnified, real, and inverted. And the next, if you observe carefully, this situation is quite opposite to that of this now. Observe carefully here. When the object is beyond C, image is formed between F and C. Here, when the object is between F and C, image is formed beyond the center of curvature. Number 2, the image is what now? Smaller than the size of the object. But here image is larger than the size of the object. Quite opposite. So this is only object if we consider. Now this will become image. So it is also real and inverted. It is also real and inverted. And next, fifth position is the object is on focus. F. F. This is a center of curvature. CN. I am placing the object here now. Okay, and now from the object I am considering two light rays. One of the light ray is this, which is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, it must pass through what now? It's a focus. This is the reflector. This is incident ray. This is reflector ray. And now, second light ray, what we take is, you can take two light rays. A light ray appears to come from center. You can take. See here. You can take, this is incident ray coming from the object. It appears to come from center. So this is incident ray. This will be the reflector ray. How these two reflector rays parallel to each other. Okay. Or you can also take clearly, second light ray is coming from the object. Incident at pole also. You can take fourth rule also. It is by making same angle. See here. These two are also parallel. You can take these two rules or these two rules as you wish. So in any situation, you will get what now? Here. This is first incident ray. This is first reflector ray. This is second incident ray. This is second reflector ray. And these two are parallel to each other. So does parallel rays meet anywhere? They never meet. So the image is formed here now at infinity. Where they meet, if you know, that will be the image position, but they never meet. So we consider as position of image as infinity. So position is image formed at infinity. Number 2, and it is gone extending below the principal axis. Means its size is gradually gone increasing. So the image size is very large comparative than the size of the object now. So we can say what now? It is highly magnified. Very larger size image will be formed. Next, number 3. It is also formed in front of the mirror only. So where image is formed, if you know, we can catch it, but we don't know where it would be formed. So it is real, and it is also formed below the principal axis only. Hence it is inverted. Real and inverted. And the last position is when the object is between F and C. That is one of the important case here now. Let us see now. The image is between P and F, which means pole and focus, or mirror and focus also we used to say sometimes. concave mirror, pole of the mirror, center of curvature, its a focus. Now the object is placed between P and F. This is what is the object, right? And now to draw the image formation by this mirror, we need to take two light rays. One of the light rays is parallel to the principal axis after reflection, which also travel through its focus. This is the reflected ray, first reflected ray. Another light ray we can take it from the object. You can take a light ray coming from the object and incidented pole. This is first incident ray. Second reflected ray, second incident ray, reflected ray will be this now. How much angle it is making, with the same angle it will be reflected. So it is the reflected ray, and these two reflected rays are looking like diverging. Diverging means they never meet. They never meet. But they are, when extended back like this, when they are extended back like this, when they are extended back, they appears to meet at a particular point like this. So these two diverging rays appears to come from certain point where you get the image. Here, one important point you should observe here is these two light rays are not really forming. They are formed by extending these real reflected rays. These are as diverging, they never meet. But they appears to come from certain point, that is this point. This point will be the image we used to say. So from this point, we should draw a perpendicular onto this principal axis. So why I am using these dotted lines is, dotted lines I am using. This dotted lines represents that this image is not really formed. It is formed behind the mirror. Behind the mirror. Behind the mirror means it is a coated surface. Even if you place the screen, you cannot form it on the screen image. So it is what type of image? Virtual. We can just see inside the mirror. So it appears to be forming behind, not behind, inside the mirror. So that is what we call virtual image. And virtual image is formed here on the principal axis, above the principal axis. So above the principal axis, whenever it is formed, which is considered as what now? Erected, upright image, virtual and erected. So what are the characteristics? Number one, here image is formed what now? Behind the mirror. Number two, the image is what now? Size, if you tell, the size of the object this is, but this is image. So image is what now? Magnified, larger than the size of the object, or we can use the word magnified. Number three, its nature. The nature is what now here? It is virtual. We cannot catch it on the screen, but we can see. So it is virtual, and virtual image is always what I told you, erected, upright image. So these are the characteristics of the image formed by concave mirror when the object is placed between P and F or less than its focal length. So if you compare all the ray diagrams, every time concave mirror forms what now? Real and inverted image in front of the mirror. But at only one position, here image it is formed what now? Virtual and erected. So this is one of the a special case, and this is one of the important question they used to ask repeatedly in the examination. So they used to ask like that, and draw a ray diagram for the formation of an image by a concave mirror when the object is placed between mirror and its focus. Mirror means indirectly pole. Pole and its focus, or mirror and its focus. This is one of the way. Otherwise, the same question they may ask you like this also. When does a concave mirror forms a virtual and erected image, and write its characteristics and draw the ray diagram also. So we should draw the ray diagram. First you should understand the question here. So when does it forms a virtual and directed image? When the object is placed between P and F. That if you remember, you can draw the ray diagram and also you can write the characteristics. Okay, and this situation of this concave mirror we use in our day-to-day life for several purposes. For example, if you take what now, if you go to a dentist, ENT specialist, they used to keep a rod, and that rod has what now, like this one plate, right? Like this, a plate will be there. This plate on which they used to take one mirror, and this mirror is useful to see the internal parts of your teeth, nose and ears, so that they can diagnose and they can give the prescription for you. And now this mirror is what now, used to see the smaller organs internally and make them enlarge to increase the size. This mirror, concave mirror, is useful. When does concave mirror will enlarge the image? When the object is placed between its P and F. So what doctor will do is, he used to adjust the distance between that mirror and the teeth. This teeth and mirror, this distance he will adjust such that it is less than its focal length of the mirror. So when it is less than its focal length, then inside this mirror that internal part appears to be enlarged and virtual, so that they can identify and give the prescription for you. So this concave mirror is one of the use of concave mirror is, it is used by what now, dentist and ENT specialist, and also it is used by as a shaving mirror. Shaving mirror is what, and used to shave even the small hairs of your beard in order to what now, shave properly. This shaving mirror is useful, and we used to adjust the distance between the mirror and the hair such that it is less than its focal length, so that the image will be enlarged. Even the small hair also appears to be enlarged, so that we can give the clean shape. So that is why concave mirror is used as a shaving mirror and dentist mirror. It is used in what now, car headlights of the cars, and in searchlights, policemen use in searchlights, and also in the solar cooker, solar furnaces. These are the uses of concave mirror. Number one, it is used in what now, in dentist and ENT specialist as a shaving mirror, and it is used in the headlights of the automobiles and in searchlights, and lastly it is used in the solar furnaces. So this is about the ray diagrams for the concave mirror. Similarly, we go for the ray diagrams for the convex mirror and some important concept related to convex mirror in the next class. Thank you children. Thank you.